Welcome to episode 6 of the AI podcast, where we talk about the ideas, challenges, and breakthroughs shaping our world. I'm your host, and today we're diving into something exciting, risky, and often life-changing, the world of startups and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is more than just starting a business. It's about identifying a problem, imagining a new solution, and then having the courage to try and bring that idea to life. It's about turning a vision into something real, often with limited resources, lots of uncertainty, and a willingness to take risks. Startups are often the engine of innovation in our economy. Many of the tools, apps, and services we use every day began as a small group of people with a big idea. Think about companies like Airbnb, Spotify, Uber, or even OpenAI. None of them started big. They started as experiments. The key was that someone believed they could change something, and then committed to the journey. But what does it actually take to launch a startup? It usually starts with a problem. Not just any problem, but one that matters, something real that affects people, something that could be done better. The best startups don't just create products, they solve problems in ways that feel new, faster, cheaper, or more meaningful. Then comes the idea. And here's the truth: that ideas are important, but execution matters more. Everyone has ideas. Few people turn them into reality. That's where entrepreneurship begins, in the hard work of building, testing, failing, and learning. Startups operate in a world of uncertainty. There's no guarantee of success. In fact, most startups fail. But that's part of the culture: failing fast, learning quickly, and adapting constantly. Funding is a big part of the picture, too. Some founders bootstrap, meaning they fund the startup themselves or with small investments from friends or family. Others look for venture capital, angel investors, or crowdfunding platforms to raise money. But with more funding comes more pressure, more expectations, and often less control. There's also the personal side. Starting something from scratch takes resilience. Long hours, financial stress, and constant decision-making can take a toll. Founders often juggle multiple roles: leader, marketer, engineer, negotiator, and even customer service. It's not glamorous, it's gritty. But for many, it's also deeply meaningful. So why do people do it? Because entrepreneurship gives people a chance to create something of their own. To make a dent in the world. To work on a problem they care about. To chase a kind of freedom that's hard to find in traditional jobs. It's risky, but it's also one of the few paths where you can shape your own vision, and maybe even build something that impacts millions of lives. And the startup world is changing. New technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and biotechnology are opening doors for entirely new kinds of businesses. At the same time, entrepreneurship is becoming more global, more inclusive, and more connected than ever before. You don't need to be in Silicon Valley. You just need an idea, a problem to solve, and the willingness to start. Not every startup becomes the next big thing. But every founder, every small team working out of a garage or a coffee shop, is part of a movement, a culture of trying, risking, learning, and building. That energy is what keeps pushing the world forward. That's it for episode 6 of the AI podcast. Whether you're dreaming of launching your own project, supporting someone else's vision, or just fascinated by how ideas become reality, entrepreneurship is one of the most powerful forces shaping our future. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone bold, creative, or just crazy enough to start something. Until next time, stay curious, take risks, and see you in the next episode.